I'm actually so glad I'm doing this video right here. I'm just doing it, man. I told my friend I want to get back to commentary because I was so successful in doing it. And now my friend, I'm not even gonna lie. My name is LUNARWASLOST. What's up? Welcome back. I hope you're having a great fucking day and everything like that. And I just like to get straight into my videos. I don't talk about that like bullshit and any of that. But if you want to do that, want to get my videos out there, please do so. It'd be funny anyways because I feel like they're going to get out there with the wild shit I'm going to say. But anyways, this one is you are the stories you tell yourself. This is so fucking true. I've made this video and deleted it and I'm so mad. But now you're getting this video at the purest form of me, so let's go. I'd like to say real quick, I'm really glad about getting back into just doing my commentary, playing games in the off time, getting footage, and then just slapping it on a video. And finding either if I put music behind it or not, it just feels so comfortable. And I can do so many of these in the day on top of reactions. Bro, I'm like I will not stop creating content. But there's some gems in here, trust me. So with the stories thing, again, this is hard for people to hear. I talked about it in one video about a girl who was, so mature to even handle like being like touched inappropriately, and told me that she understood that it was something that she chose to have happen to her when she came to Earth, a traumatic experience that then made her character, which, yes, it's fucking crazy, but that is true as shit. And some of us even get traumatized by like Boy Scouts, but one of the main goals to Earth is to heal your trauma. So now getting to the crack thing, which I love because someone actually said good video on a video I did where it was just Borderlands. So I know that my commentary has to be being put out now. I'm following what's in my mind and meditating and staying focused. But let's get back to the topic. So the story you tell yourself. You are the stories you tell yourself. And not only that, it's the stories you believe. So you have to understand that the mind is divided. Subconscious, conscious, and unconscious. So sometimes beliefs that you don't even understand that you have exist within deeper parts of your psyche. So you really have to peel those shits back. That's why I say meditation. Don't ever tell yourself you can't meditate. All meditation is doing is, so for someone who has a lot of thoughts that thinks it's quieting your thoughts, you need to observe the thoughts and just let them be. That's it. Just let them run at 1,000,000 miles. If you feel like tears are going to come out, let the tears come out. Let the thoughts run. But don't talk to the thoughts. That's the thing. If you're someone that can quiet your mind, boom, quiet your mind. And then there's other levels, but I'll make a meditation video on that. But going back to the stories you tell yourself with the splits of consciousness, you have to understand that someone who wants to quit smoking, keyword wants, and wants and desires create your suffering. You can't want to do it. You have to choose to completely stop. You have to, you can come off slow, but I would even say make the choice to change who you are right there. And why I say the wanting is the bad part is because it's a desire. So the longer you hold on to a desire, usually it's saying that you lack the ability to actually drop it, which makes people get back on when they quit for a little bit because they want it and see that reality of themselves, but they're not being it. Someone who is quitting smoking, it's not even like quitting. It's you are now someone who does not smoke. So that's the stories you have to tell yourself. So why did I talk about the splits of consciousness? Well, because at the forefront of your consciousness, when you're just conscious, so I'm just saying the forefront of your mind, don't get lost now. At the forefront of your mind, you are basically in your head, you're like, I know smoking's bad for me, nicotine's bad for me, vaping, all that, it's bad for me, right? Now, in the subconscious, though, is a belief that you are a smoker, though, and that you need this nicotine. That is the basically, like, I don't even want to say the trade-off or the payoff because it's not, I haven't gotten there yet, but that's the part that's deeply rooted in you. It reprograms your brain to make you think you need this. So you're fiending. You're like, I need it to feel this release, this shit that you can naturally. What's funny about these elements that are in this stuff that also poison your body wow, all of that is naturally in you. You can release these hormones and shit like that with meditation. Not saying hop on and meditate. I'm just going to teach you how to be this reality. But there's nothing much to it. You have to let go of the old story. You have to let go of doubts too, because doubts will drag you straight back into the old pattern. So what you're doing is literally shedding off old patterns. So when you make the choice to finally, hey, I'm quitting, you have to see that reality of yourself. You see yourself as this person who's not smoking. Now you have to so when you're imagining it in your mind, you have to experience that reality with all 5 senses. How do things taste? How do things smell? How is your mood? You have to feel it, get in the moment. And when you're truly feeling that and you're just releasing all these good feelings in your body right now, like you're being in that reality, putting yourself in your shoes, you're walking around your house, you haven't smoked in fucking years, and you're really experiencing this reality in your head. That's what you hold on to. And that is mastering meditate. That is literally one of the most cracked forms of how you keep the feeling good. Because then now when you ever think about smoking or that pattern tries to come up, you can load that memory into a fucking cannon and blast it at the negative, trying to pull you back into the old pattern. Also, that you have to start doing small things that that version of you see yourself as would be doing in that current. So maybe it's working out, doing something just to keep your mind off of it. You would be doing that. And even that new version of you that you see yourself as there isn't a keep your mind off anything. You just don't do it. But, I'm trying to say as in if someone was taking the steps to do it. You have to let go of these, basically this bond, this trauma bond you have with smoking. If it's a release, if it helps ease stress, you have to stop. It's basically deep rooted in your consciousness that basically you're like, I need this substance to feel good because I can't feel good on my own. It's a bond. It's a trauma bond. You think yourself. You literally do. But it's not at the forefront of your consciousness. That's why it's hard for people to hear. You're not at the forefront. Like if I was to say that to you or anybody, you would kind of get triggered. That would bring up a trigger. You'd be like, what do you mean? Like, I know it's bad. Da da da. Yeah, but you're not listening. There's a deep part of you that's rooted with the substance that gets some sort of payoff, and that's where we get to payoff. That gets a payoff from you taking the substance. It's a release. It's just that's really much what it is. It's a stress killer. It's whatever. But you can do all these things if you master your mind. I'm so serious. You can do these things if you master your mind. Like, I wanted to do kind of funny fucking example right here. But I think it's so funny when people talk about it getting addicted to marijuana and shit. Yo, that shit is not true. You choose to get addicted to that shit. Yo, there are some stoners that I've seen where I've done more than a stoner has in an entire month. Like in just a month period, where it was wake up with a blunt put in your mouth and go to sleep after bong rips. I'm telling you, insane smoking for a while. And that shit, I swear, hyper kicked my vibration. Because after that period of time, I never smoked again and always felt high. And that's because if you understand about, weed and marijuana and vibrations, it's a plant consciousness. It's living. So when you take it, it vibrates at neutrality. And I've always kind of had neutrality naturally within me. So what I noticed is after I started smoking, that it would bring me down instead of bring me up, because now I'm naturally at the vibrational set point of being high, and I can match anyone who's high anyways, because it's all in your mind. This is all in your head. It's all in your head. And I like that Gorillaz quote, the I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine. And when the dude is rapping and talking about it's the spirit in your body when you start to lose your mind, he said, yeah, like I'm good at repairs and shit. With that blue ghost that starts rapping, he tells you, remember that it's all in your head. Like, and he whispers it because it's this shit. There's nothing you're fighting. You are creating these fights. So especially though, the people who dish these things out know the stuff I'm telling you. That's actually, that should have been much better to explain in the beginning of the video. But if you're here at the end, that's what I want to say. The companies that make cigarettes, the companies that make nicotine, always to come out, we didn't know it was going to be this addictive or shit like that. Yes, the fuck they did. It is the reason they made that motherfucker. It's the reason they made it, because if they can catch you with these things and psychologically trap your mind, well, if you're psychologically trapped by these material things that they give you and you're not just loving certain things and not being attached to it, well, then your mind is somebody else's. Like, seriously. If your mind isn't your own, then it's somebody else's. Seriously, if you don't have complete control over your mind, then there's aspects in your reality that are being controlled by external things. And I'm sorry, but you don't have full control of your mind. That's just what it is. But seriously, you have to make the choice. You have to make the choice to change. You have to be the new you 100%. You cannot hold back. And I know too, like, I kind of want to put a thumbnail. I don't want to speak this out, but I'm probably going to get the trolls on this video that try to fight with facts and science. But listen, I pointed you to the books. You want to see where I learned all this stuff? Learn it for yourself. The holographic universe is a big one, but everything is a choice. Trust me, everything is a choice. No one told you to pick up your first pack of cigarettes. And peer pressure, I even had I think it was my one of my girlfriend's friend, actually say that peer pressure is kind of like a stupid thing because it's still on you. Like, if you get peer pressured into doing anything, and that's what I said. That's like what I believe too, is like, that peer pressure is just like a word someone wanted to make up because they had a weak ass mind or some shit. Never in my entire life have I been fucking peer pressured into some shit. But there's been situations where we joke about like being peer pressured. I was like, peer pressure in my ass, okay. And then I end up doing it because like I choose to do it. But never once in my life have I been peer pressured. That shit is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And don't get me wrong, again, spiritual and conscious, so it's hard not to be biased. But seriously, to stay on the balance pole for you duality earthlings, yes, I do see how there are people with actually weak minds, but that's not always the case. It's mostly, I see it with really nice people because I was always called a nice guy, and I see nice people get their frame walked on all the time, and I'm assuming it's them who are really getting peer pressured. And again, still a choice though. They're afraid of confrontation, but you can't be afraid because that's exactly what they want you to do in this world. So, some events you're probably supposed to, I would say definitely, if everything happens for a reason, there's certain events that happen in your life where you're supposed to be peer pressured to do shit. And this can even be on the topic of smoking, cigarettes and stuff, but your nicotine. But at the same time, it's not meant to be on loop in your life. So the first couple times that you started catching it and being like, all right, I need to stop this, getting peer pressured, But if it's like a continuous thing where you're choosing to go through that. Hands down. And everything happens for a reason. So you're experiencing that pattern for a reason, because it's time for your ass to fucking ball the fuck up, grow some fucking balls. But all right, I'm out of here. Peace.